everyone. This is Donald Jenkins, the CEO of the Purpose Development Institute and your Master Purpose Development Coach. And listen, welcome to a PDI Smart Talk conversation. I mean, don't you like that title? A talk and a conversation at the same time. So tonight, what we try to do is we occasionally get together as a team. Tonight, I have our athletic director, Mr. Dexter William, with us tonight. And we also have one of our associate athletic director, Mr. Anthony Bell, that's going to be sharing with you his story. And I'm sure that his story is going to touch you the same way that it has touched me in regards to what he has learned here at the Purpose Development Institute. So we are extremely excited to have him on our team. So make sure that you have a pen, piece of paper, take note. Make sure you watch this video in its entirety, because I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to find it to be of great value to you as a coach, which I'm sure that's what you're looking for. You're looking to add more value to the players and the athletic program that you're a part of. So, Mr. Williams, Mr. Bell, welcome you guys. Welcome to our Smart Talk conversation. I'm excited to have you guys here. And it's just going to be very casual, man, as we talk and just kind of share our story, specifically Mr. Bell's story, with the audience to have them understand exactly how this training can benefit them. So, Mr. Bell, glad to have you tonight, sir.
I'm glad to be here.
Awesome, man. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to talk a little bit about one of the strategies that we have here at the Purpose Development Institute, one of the strategies that we are bringing to the sports world. And I'm sure that all the coaches understand that in coaching, in sports, you know, we have rules. Well, in the game of life, we have rules as well. And we call this one rule that Mr. Bell is going to talk about tonight. It's called the 17 plus 83 rule. Now, as a coach, this is one rule that you need to understand. This is one rule that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. I don't care where you go, what school that you're coaching in, this rule will apply. This rule apply to you as a coach. It apply to you outside the lines as well. Whatever capacity that you function in is going to apply to you. And you see it there on the screen. We have on the left, we have the 17%, what we call marketable skills. You know that as the stats that your athletes are bringing to the table. You know, this is what we recruit athletes with. We recruit based on the stats. Can they contribute toward wins in our athletic program? And then on the right-hand side, we have what we call 83% meaning-making skills. Well, guess what? That contributes to what that athlete can become as well. In fact, the 83% is where champions are made. And this is the reason why it's important for you to understand the 17 plus 83 rule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Mr. Bell an opportunity to, number one, tell us who you are. Just give us your coaching background first, Mr. Bell, and then we'll pause and then we'll come back because I want to ask you a few questions before we get into that, okay? So just tell us who you are, your background, and let the audience know a little bit about that part of your life.
Okay. Again, guys, I want to say I do appreciate you guys having me on this evening. Again, my name is Anthony Bell, native of Huntsville, Alabama, and been teaching, coaching right now for roughly about 24 years. So I'm just excited about what I've done as a coach in my career. Right now, I don't coach, but in my career as a coaching, and I mean, just to interact with both the guys and also on the girls' side of basketball, and also coach baseball. So that sums up my coaching career. Great job coaching. I absorbed a lot. I experienced a lot. And like I said, I had a lot of success.
Awesome, man. Yeah, very extensive background in coaching. And why don't you give them a 30-second blurb on your career as a player? Because, you know, from what I understand, you was an outstanding player. I didn't get a chance to see you play, so I really don't know, you know, whether you was an outstanding player. I just have to go by what they tell me. But they tell me that you was an outstanding player as well. I seen the jump shot. You know, I'm kind of, you know, sizing you up before I even get you out on the court. But looked like you had a pretty decent game as well. So give us a little blurb on your career as an athlete as well?
I want to thank all the coaches, um, not just coaches, but individuals that played, and that was just that played a vital role in my life, helping me even when I was in high school and coming up. And I was a pretty decent high school player to end up getting a scholarship to the University of Montevallo. Played there 4 years. Left Montevallo. I was able to participate in a USA collegiate basketball team where we toured Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and I was able to land a job over there to play overseas. So I was able to make some money, doing what I love, what I enjoy doing. Played every day. I would, just like a normal another athlete. I'm pursuing that dream. I'm working hard on my craft. I'm trying to perfect it, and so I enjoy playing. I still play, but as far as trying to make money doing it, I'm not there. Those days over with. But like you said, I really do. My hats off to everybody that poured into my life to make me who I am today.
Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome. And again, I can't thank you enough for just being a part of Team Purpose here at the PDI. And now you're taking that same commitment that people had to you, you're taking it back to pour into these coaches. So again, I appreciate it. So now we want to talk a little bit about, we know where you came from. We know where you came from as a coach. We know where you came from as a player. Now let's talk about where you are now with the Purpose Development Institute. Now that you've had an opportunity to come on board and to train here at the PDI. And the biggest thing that we try to tell coaches is that we're not here to waste their time duplicating something that they're already doing. So what we do here is we're bringing some new models of understanding how to coach beyond advice, how to coach that 83%. And so you've had an opportunity to experience that. So why don't you share with the audience, what does that mean to you, considering your background as a coach and your background as a player?
Okay. When I came into PDI and going through all the training, I mean, so it's several platforms or several things that not just the 1783% rule that you learn. This is just one of the product that we're going to show you tonight that I'm going to talk to you about tonight. It's so many other things that you learn on the PDI. As a player, as a coach, and also as administrator, when I started to look at this 1783% rule and in the training, when we talk about marketable, we're looking at 17%. When we talk about those are marketable skills, and marketable skills, the two things that fall up under that category would be your players' skills, their gifts, and their talent. So that's 17%. Now, that 17% is what I coach hard on. I've made sure that my kids were prepared. Man, we worked on skills, ball handling, shooting, we defended. All of those things are marketable skills. Those are assets that the kid possess to make them better on the floor or on the field, whatever sport that you're coaching. That 17% is only going to represent those assets that player possess, whether if it's a male or female, it doesn't matter. 17%, regardless of what level basketball, what level sport that you on. If you playing an amateur, high school, pro, that number does not change. That 17% is going to stay 17%, regardless of how good you are. That's what you're coaching. So gifts and talent is going to be 17%. Now, at PDI, they teach you how to coach beyond the sport. We're talking about meaning-making skills, beyond that sport that you are coaching. So I want to go back and give you this visual. So we're talking about 17, because most folks want to see what that 17% look like versus the 83. So what I did, I got a rope right here, and this rope is the length of this rope is 10 feet. All right. So this red part that you guys seeing is only like 17% of that rope, 17%. So if this rope represent the holistic player, the whole player, all under the marketable skills for that athlete, Now, the 83% is what we're not doing because from the red, if you're giving good advice as a coach, well, good advice stop at this point right here, purpose have to take over. And that purpose is going to fall up under the meaning making skills. And I want to show you how much, and this is what it's just, man, it touched me here in the heart when I just started looking at this, and I was like, you know what? All those years of coaching, 24 years of coaching, I'm right here in the red.
Wow.
Right there in the red.
That's big right there, man. So I mean, so what you're saying is that there's a lot of coaches still in the red zone.
In the red.
Which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Because we know red means danger.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead. You said that, and I just had to it just dawned on me. You know, we got a lot of coaches that's still in the red zone. So we're trying to get them out of that red zone into that meaning making zone. So go ahead and finish that, Bell.
So I mean, and I sat there and I was just looking at it and I was like, man, you know, and I really thought about, if I'm looking at our athletes, our student athletes, what would you say to your players or your team if you lost a game 17-83? What are you saying to your players when you go in that locker room? I mean, I give you a minute to think about that. What would you say to your players? You just lost the game 17-83. So if you don't know what to say, or if you got something to say, you got to say that every day when you walk in that locker room, because right now, the way you're coaching, you're losing that battle right now. You're losing the battle. So right here, that 17%, regardless how good a coach you are. I mean, I know coaches are very successful, and I take my hat off to the championships. But when that championship year is done, then you got 83%. Your players have 83% that you have to tap into. And if you're not tapping into, this is how much you are missing right now. This is the holistic. This rope represents the holistic player. So we're doing, you're coaching 17%. PDD is out there with that 83%. That's going to disrupt your players' thinking, which is going to disrupt your culture, your organization. So you have to make sure that you are ready and you are equipped. And that's what we want to do here at the PDI. We want to equip you for that. And with me going through this training, if I could just go back and teach my kids about that 83%, which is going to deal with the utilities of the body. I'm going to say that again. That 83% is going to deal with the utilities of the body. And we call that the great 8. It's 8 parts. It's 8 parts of the body that PDD is going to attack every day. And if your players or coaches, if you're not trained with this, then you're going to be attacked by PDD, which is purpose deficit disorder.
So what
you don't even know it.
Hold your thoughts. So what you're saying, I want to come back to that. You're saying that the 8 body parts is connected to that 83%, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, we have to make sure that those 8 body parts are connected to meaning making, which allow us to maximize that other potential that we miss out on as coaches. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Go ahead, sir.
So, all right. So now you got the utility of the bodies, the grade 8 body parts. All right. I'm just going to talk you through 8 body parts. So we got our crown. It's 1. You got your ears, you got the eyes, the nose, the mouth, hands, you got your sexual organs, and then you got your feet. All right. Now I'm just going to tell you just a little bit of what they mean and how important it is today. You know, thank God that Donald has done all this research, and in his training, it teaches us that you're going to have each person, everybody is going to have from 12,000 to 70,000 thoughts per day. That is crazy. 12,000 to 70,000 thoughts per day. But look at this. 80% of those thoughts that we're having per day are negative. And 95% of those thoughts are repeated the next day. Now, as a coach, you're giving good advice for what? I'll say 1.5, 2 hours, your practice time. and then your kid leave the facility, then they're going back into their environment, and all of these thoughts occurring. If you're not tapping in on the 83%, you're fighting a losing battle.
Wow.
It's a losing battle.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go back and talk to you about the crown. The crown is really important. That crown is so important because it's like, what are you thinking about? What are your thoughts every day? How do you control that? So that is a big piece that is huge when we're talking about part of the great 8. And we got to get control on this 83%.
So what you're saying is that when we do get control of the 83%, basically what we're doing is we're helping the athletes to become a new breed of athletes. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's why we need coaches to be involved in this, because we're training these coaches to be what? New breed coaches.
There you
we
go.
need new breed coaches for these new breeds of athletes. The whole purpose of them.
Absolutely.
So we want you guys involved in all of this. Man, I'm telling you, if I had this years ago, whoo, man, I'm just telling you. Are you talking about the success outside of that? That's what's important. Man, it will be so many kids coming back to the organization because you have very few kids that come back visiting coaches because they're not tapping in on the 83%. Everybody's not playing basketball right now, that you coach. Everybody's not playing as a pro golfer that you coach. They are making a living.
So
they're making a living outside the line.
You said something that really just kind of you said a lot that's just got my mind all over the place. So what you're saying is that by coaches understanding the 83%, that it helped them make a quantum leap in the impact that they can make on those kids. We know what the 17% would do, but that 83% put them in a position where that impact go to a whole different level, because you just gave me a visual when you said you will have more kids coming back because of that 83% instead of just a few. That's big right there, man.
That's huge. It's huge. Because as a coach, you always want your kids coming back and saying things to the other players that you are coaching now.
That's huge.
Just think how much volume that'll speak when you got kids that you coach and you implemented the 1783 rule. And now not just only those kids coming back talking, they appreciate you, coach. I really do appreciate you playing basketball for you. But coach, they're going to have to make a living. And with them making a living and you're teaching the 83%, they're doing this every single day.
Okay, so you done messed me up again, Bell. You done messed me up again. All right.
Hey,
you keep messing me up. Wait a minute. You keep messing me up, bro. Because what you're saying is that, there's only a few that's going to become professional athletes. We get that.
Yes.
But most coaches spend all that time on the 17%. But it's the 83% that help them make a good living. All right. So that's where we have to spend a lot of time to empower these kids, is that we got to prepare them too, not just for those who are just going to be great in the athletic skills, but coaching give us the opportunity to open up the door for them to be champions in every aspect of their life. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's it.
Wow.
And see, and the I'm telling you, the joy of all of this, you don't have to just be a coach. You don't have to be an AD. You don't have to just be a principal. But if you are involved in any of these kids' lives as a teacher, parent, it doesn't matter. You always implement 1783 by doing utilities of the body. We fit from this because I'm doing it every day. I make sure that I'm thinking the right thoughts. I make sure that I'm saying the right things. I make sure that I'm touching the right things. All right. I'm not going to abuse my sexual organs. And I'm also with PDI. Guess what? I'm walking with my feet. I'm walking in the right direction, baby.
That's powerful, man. And I just got to say this. I want to make sure we get this in before we close the interview out. you mentioned that, you know, it's more than just life skills. It's more than just, you know, well, we're going to take a holistic approach to this. It's more than just that. It's more sophisticated than all that stuff that we think that we're doing. And we commend people for doing those things. Right. But we're just letting them know that this 83% is a different beast. So you told me a story about, you know, how this has happened you as a husband. You know, why don't you share that with them briefly, you know, about, because, you know, like I said before, you know, coaching it can put a lot of stress on a marriage. So you told me something that really touched me about how your training is helping you bring you and your mate together even more now.
Yeah. So everybody knows that marriages are, it take two to make this thing work. And then, you know, and your marriages are always sometimes on a roller coaster. It's on that roller coaster ride, you know, but with this training, because it teaches you how to, you think before you say things. You know, you don't just attack your spouse, you know, with those comments. You know, you want to make the right things come out your mouth. And going through this training, it brings me closer. You know, my wife know about this. It bring her closer. We always talk about, say, you know, and if she says something, I'm saying, hey, 1783, you know, the grade 8, you know, just mention the grade 8, and she know, you know, because we want to make sure that we're thinking the right thing. We're not listening to no crazy stuff. So it's just so much things that we could do together. You know, like we could be watching a movie, and then she, if I say something, and she may say, tears of the body, you know, I mean, just, you know, little stuff. So, you know, it's not that we're making it's a game, but I'm telling you, it's just a process that if we both are involved, if we both are pulling against one another, it's not going to work, you know. So it makes us come together by sharing. We want to make sure that we're saying the right things. Again, we're treating each other the right way. And we want to bring this to our kids as well. So, but yes, I mean, my wife and I, as a husband, it just made me make sure I say the right thing to my queen, make sure I treat my queen the right way. And therefore, if I'm doing those things, she's going to do those things to her king. So we're in it together. And I just really appreciate, you know, I just appreciate this training, man. It's been a blessing for me.
Man, I'll tell you what, we appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule, you and Mr. Williams, to spend some time with us and in these talks. We're going to have several more talks like this with people on our team. We're going to have talks with you, the coaches and the athletic directors that are listening to this, because we're, you know, our team, we're constantly trying to figure out a way on how we can add value to you to tap into that 83% meaning making side, because like Mr. Bell alluded to, that's where the hidden assets are. You know, every student athlete, every coach, every athletic director, every person, we have hidden assets in that 83%, and we have to learn how to tap into that. So we're going to be having a lot more conversations, you know, so be on the lookout, you know, get back with the person that shared this video with you. If you want to know more about training and joining our community, be a part of our community, our certified purpose deficit disorder coach community, where we are empowering coaches every day of the week. You know, we are helping them way outside of sports, you know, to help them become better at whatever it is that they want to be. And this is one community you do not want to miss out on. You want to be a part of this community, because we're going to bring so much value, you know, to you as a coach. So be on the lookout again, you know, for more PDI Smart Talks, conversations, panel discussions. We're going to really get into this and see how we can turn the sports world upside down as we defeat the #1 threat in sports. And now you know it as purpose deficit disorder. So again, we appreciate you all tuning in, and we look forward to sharing more insight with you to help you become PDI smart. God bless you.